Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things that I have learned as I have grown into the person that I am today. And I have both the meditation books with me today. So I thought that and I have 2 pairs of reading glasses. I don't need 2 pairs. Well, in one of my other videos, I didn't have these are my favorite pair of reading glasses right now, because they're the most comfortable. And these are my least favorite, which is why they're my bedroom reading glasses that I keep right over here in case I need them in the middle of the night, or not in the middle of the night because I don't have my contacts in, but if I have my contacts in or whatever, and I'm sitting up here, I do not like these reading glasses at all. So, but now I went downstairs and got my other reading glasses. So, today is November 11th. Let's look and see. I pulled right open to Journey to the Heart. So let's see what Journey to the Heart says for November 11th. Bum, bum, bum. You are not a victim anymore. Oh, that might be a good one. Okay, we'll keep that one open for just a second. And then November 11th, in the language of letting go, discipline. Okay, that might be a good one too. Should we start with that one? I don't know. I'm trying to go easy in my life and not be as disciplined. I am such a rule follower, a list maker. I don't know. I'm trying to be less disciplined instead of more disciplined. So maybe this is the perfect meditation for me to read right now, because I'll either agree or completely disagree with what she says. It's so funny because every once in a while I'm like, I don't necessarily agree with Melody Beatty in this one, but let's read about discipline. Okay, I don't know, but this is gonna mess with my mind, because then I'll stop reading it. I'll be like, because I could see the first sentence says, children need discipline, so do adults, or something like that. And I'm like, I don't know, I feel like I need less discipline in my life right now. I am so regimented with my walks and list making and do this and do that. And I'm like, I think I need less discipline in my life. I need to kind of just go with the flow a little bit more. Okay, but let's read it anyway. November 11th, discipline. Children need discipline to feel secure. So do adults. I do agree with that. Discipline means understanding there are logical consequences to our behavior. Discipline means taking responsibility for our behavior and the consequences. This is kind of a different definition of discipline than I was referring to. Discipline means learning to wait for what we want. Discipline means being willing to work for and toward what we want. Discipline means learning and practicing new behaviors. Discipline means a lot, apparently. Discipline means, I feel like, I don't know why, my nose is itching so bad. Discipline, I feel like I'm giving a report in class. When the teacher calls you up and you're the one paragraph you don't want to read, and you're you look through and you're counting down the desks, and you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're oh, not discipline. I don't know that I never laugh this hard on these Peterisms videos. These are so serious. Okay, I don't even know that I can get through this. So much discipline in reading this. Oh my God, it just keeps on going on and on and on about discipline. Okay, discipline. We're going to make it through this. Discipline means learning and practicing new behaviors. Discipline means being where we need to be, when we need to be there, despite our feelings. Discipline is the day-to-day performing of tasks, whether these be recovery behaviors or washing the dishes. Discipline involves, I'm having such a hard time getting through this, you guys. My head is telling me just to stop the video, and my heart is telling me just keep on going through. Somebody out there is having such a good laugh at this. Discipline involves trusting that our goals will be reached, though we cannot see them. Discipline can be grueling. We may feel afraid, confused, and uncertain. Later, we will see the purpose. But this clarity of sight usually does not come during the time of discipline. We may not even believe we're moving forward, but we are. The task at hand during times of discipline is simple. Listen, trust, and obey. Higher power, help me to learn to surrender to discipline. Help me be grateful that you care enough about me to allow these times of discipline and learning in my life. Help me know that as a result of discipline and learning, something important will have been worked out in me. Okay, so I've got lots of thoughts about this now that I have stopped laughing a little bit. Okay, so let's get into my thoughts. It starts off with talking about children need discipline. I feel like this is a conversation that I have with a lot of my friends. Especially when my friends have newborns. And we have a friend of ours that I don't know what the book is called. I have no idea what the book is called, but she swears by this book. Okay. And they have a 4-year-old and they have an 18-month-year-old, and they have raised both of their sons through this book, which is the bedtime is very regimented, very disciplined. You eat at the exact same time every day and whatever. And the book is really, I have no idea what this book is. I'm not a parent, so I don't know. But anyway, I'm sure some of you out there will know what the book is. But she swears by this book. Like Alex, my husband, has like texted her, been like, I want to buy this book for like a friend of ours that's pregnant. She's like, oh my God, this book is so good, blah, blah, whatever. And I'm such a believer in that. I believe that adults need discipline too. It's interesting, and no, I'm not relating child rearing to training dogs, but there's some similarities with it. And potty training the dogs is interesting because like last night, oh my God, I took them out so many times, but the discipline of like, when I get them up after they eat, taking them out, they know what to do. I take them to the same place every day, go potty, do this. And it's about training them. And then the dogs get very comfortable with the discipline. They get very comfortable with the discipline. Like we crate trained our dogs. And so like we call it their house. And so when I say, go to your house, they run down there. They enjoy it now. Like they understand the discipline of it, I think as adults, we need that same discipline. I do, or I think for me, I'd probably just sleep until 4 o'clock, stay up till 8 o'clock in the morning. And I know people think that that's my schedule, but that really is not my schedule. Stay up till 8 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock and watching TV shows, like have no schedule whatsoever. But sometimes I can become a little too disciplined. This meditation is talking more about having discipline to reach our goals. And I think like, for example, like if you want to write a book, okay? That discipline comes into like if you're going to write a book. Like I'll never forget years ago, like asking some writer, I can't remember who it was, but I said something about like, what's the key to writing? And they said, writers write. Like if you're going to be a writer, you have to write books. You can't just sit back and I think about this a lot, because I have all these books I want to write, but I don't write a lot of it, And so I'll never forget that. And I think that goes about saying anything. Like students learn, students study, writers write, like I think like YouTubers make videos, like, you know what I mean? Like if you want to be successful at something or you want to do something, then you do it, right? And I think that that's a form of discipline. Like my walks have become such a huge part of my discipline, but it's also become something that I've really, really enjoyed. I wanted to reach a goal of being healthier. I knew to do that, I would have to start being really, really active. At first, it was hard for me to get out there. It's still sometimes hard for me to get motivated, to go on my walk. But so I show this a lot. But I have a timer on my phone, obviously, like everybody does, and I step off with my left foot off the stairs or off the steps, the front porch, and I hit that. As soon as I do it, like I'm like, I gotta stop this now or it'll just go on for hours and hours and hours. But as soon as I get on my walk, I'm like 5 minutes into my walk and I'm ready to go. But that half an hour to an hour leading up to my walk, sometimes I'm like, oh, not tonight. I don't feel like it. But I have to be very disciplined about it. And I always feel better after my walk. It's like going to a meeting in recovery. There's a lot of nights I don't want to go to a meeting. But when I do, I always feel better afterwards, So yeah, I understand the importance of discipline when it comes to those kinds of things. Like if I want to stay sober, I have to do what sober people do. I have to have a spot in a 12-step program. I mean, there's other ways to stay sober and I respect those. But for me, in a 12-step program, I have to have a sponsor. I have to work steps. I have to be of service. I have to go to meetings. I have to read the text. I have to be accountable and things like that. Those are the things I have to do that are discipline oriented. For me, sometimes though, I think I get so comfortable in structure. Like I am such a list maker that I feel so comfortable making lists and I got to do this and I got to do that and I got to do this and I get in my head. And then I kind of lose sight of just enjoying each and every day. And that is something this is why I was laughing through this meditation, because that's something that I'm really trying to get away from. Not to lose sight of my goals, not to get away from the things that I have to do that are discipline oriented to stay sober, to stay healthy, to stay successful, to stay happy, but to maybe discipline isn't the word I'm looking for. Regimented is maybe more of the word. Like I'm so regimented, like, okay, you've got, while I'm uploading this memory card in the video, for this video, like go down and put a load of laundry in the dryer, take the dogs out while they're eating, fold a load of laundry it's like constant. And I'm really trying to be less like that and just live in the moment and really enjoy each and every moment. And for me, that's hard. So I don't know, maybe I need to look at discipline in a completely different way. A discipline, like Melody Beatty says in here, as far as reaching your goals, but not being so structured that the structure itself is causing me stress. I don't know if that makes sense, but sometimes my structure, like I've shared this before, back when I worked in treatment back in the day, I would make a list every day. And then I didn't get everything done on my list, but at the end of the day, the last thing that I did before I left was I would make a new list. And the things that were not crossed off were the things I put first on my list for the next day. But I made my list, I walked out, and I was fine. You know, I find that more difficult to do today with stuff just around the house. You know, like make this appointment, do this, do that. And so I find it harder to do that today than I did back in the day, but I'm trying to get back to that, you know? So I guess you can be disciplined and be structured, but also be easygoing, and maybe there's a happy medium in there, and that's what I'm trying to find. So this was actually a good meditation for me to think about that. This is something I'll be thinking about for the rest of the day, I can tell, because I'm so disciplined. Anyway, let me know what you thought about that in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.